So you have chosen, and you have specified. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Now, today I want to answer a couple of questions that I've had from people on Instagram and in the comments of my videos, which is people saying that they want to get into diorama building, or they want to make some of these display models, but they don't want to have to buy duplicates of models. Now, I understand that and I get that, because some of these models can be really expensive, especially if you buy some of the Horus Heresy Primarchs. Some of those for the things like nearly 100 quid. And I know the feeling of gluing 100 quid to a diorama and going, well, never going to get to play with that one. So I think I've got the answer for you, and just stick around, watch this video, and you'll see what I mean by that. Another thing that I want to go through is sort of working with this foam board that I've got. I need to learn a little bit myself on how to sort of craft it, and that's what I've been doing with this, which is why I've made it out of the materials that I've made it out of. And also resin. I want to start using resin more, because I've seen people do some amazing effects, and I want to be able to get up to sort of like their level, be able to do some better, more visual effects, especially for you guys that are viewing this. Just give that little extra punch and a little extra kick. Anyway, guys, let's get on with the video. Less of my gabbing about what's going to happen, and let's see what's happening. Righto, so we're going to start off with forming our resin shape. And for that, as this is going to be chaos, I imagined sort of a Terminator coming out of the warp, or teleporting onto the battlefield, sort of erupting on. And that's what I want to use this resin for. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be getting some UV resin with a UV light, putting it onto this baking paper. I think in America you call it parchment paper. It's just non-stick, used for baking. It's found in the bakery aisle. Easy as. And from there, what we're going to do is put the resin onto it, solidify it with the light, and then it should, in theory, then just pop straight off and not have any dirt, grime, or anything like that left over from our table. And it should be just nice and easy. So we're not going to stick anything directly to our table, with all fingers crossed. So yeah, in a rig fashion, let's wing it and hope for the best. God, on either cat they got the cream. Look at that. That's worked absolutely splendidly. So now what I want to do is just use my Dremel tool and sort of try and emulate a spinning spiral pattern. And I will be putting one of my flickering tea lights behind it, because I've got a little stockpile of them at the moment, and I'm just finding fun things to do with them. Yeah, let's have a look at it and see how that turns out then. Oh yeah, happy with that. Just so that you're aware, that liquid that I was pouring over it was isopropyl alcohol, and that was used so I can clean up the surface area and get rid of all the little chip-ins and any rough edges that might have been left behind by the Dremel. It just smooths it all out by melting the surface very slightly. Anyway, let's move on to the next step, which is going to be getting our foam board and sort of seeing how we can rough it up and craft it a bit better than I have in my last video. So second attempt at using this stuff. Let's have a look. while I figure out how to put together a Chaos Terminator, I'm just going to go through a couple of points from putting together the foam and explain a few things. So I wanted to make sure that the foam was properly secured down to the MDF and it was in the correct places, which is why I put them in between two bits of MDF and then clamped them once they were glued to really make sure that they were set and solidified and weren't going to go anywhere or peel up and do weird things later. Another thing that I sort of found was quite easy to do was to sculpt in the brickwork that I did. I could have done a better job of it, definitely, but for a first attempt, you know, I'm pretty happy with the result I got from it. And it's just sort of discovering new ways that this stuff can be applied to different scenarios and dioramas for in the future. So nice little learning curve for myself. And just so that you guys are aware, you really don't need to apply a lot of pressure when trying to sculpt in brickwork. It just didn't need the pressure that I was applying to it. So there's a little rig tip for you there. As I was saying at the beginning of this video, how are we going to get this model to do two roles? Pretend for a moment this is a nice expensive Primark model from Forge World. I spent about 80 quid on it. I don't want it just to sit on my shelf. I want to get it on the board. I want to play a game with it. I want to kick some ass. I've paid enough to be able to do that. I shouldn't have to pay that again. Quite simply, what I'm doing here is I'm drilling some magnets into the actual feet of this Terminator, and what that will then do is I will then put some paint on the actual magnets, drop them onto the base of the board, and that will give us our drilling points for the magnets that need to go on the display base, and again for the 40mm base that a Terminator sits on to go on the board. And it was that simple. It really was just that simple. 6 magnets in total. I used 1mm by 2mm wide for the magnets, neodymium, and absolutely spot on. It's got a solid grip, doesn't fall over by itself, and it's got a strong grip to both the display board and its playboard. I mean, we use magnets to get the most out of our model kits anyway by magnetizing weapon choices, so why not do it for our display pieces as well? All I'm going to do now is pressure fit the T-light into the back of where our teleport or warp portal is going to be. So I'm just going to make a guide hole, use my Dremel, start a small fire, and yeah, it's very casual, very easy, this one. Did he just say small fire? Yeah, well, used the wrong bit. Enjoy watching that. I will talk to you guys in a little bit. Enjoy the show. we're coming to the end of yet another video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this one. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards. Everything helps. Every view, every comment, every like, every share. I appreciate absolutely all of it, guys. I'm starting to get to know a few of you now. I've been chatting to you guys down in the comments. I'm having a great time. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves as well. And I really do hope to see you in the next one.